I wanted you to meet some of the people on the executive board and from the neighborhood councils. They came to let you know that they support, as we all do, the motion of the ratepayers advocate. We're very pleased with your motion. And and you've already mentioned it, is that the ombudsman that was discussed last month, that be incorporated with the ratepayers advocate in terms of the low income and the lifeline, and I think that would be a perfect match, and there doesn't have to be any duplication at all. I am very proud of your president and the sensitivity to the economic status of our country as it is today, and particularly of Los Angeles. And yes, we have had all of these shootings of families, and we're all very saddened by that. And I would certainly recommend the reconsideration of the rate increases, and in addition, the delay of the restructuring that will come about in 2009, at least delay it for a couple of years.
My name is Jack Humphreyville. I was going to say I would welcome and be honored by the opportunity to serve the DWP, the city, its citizens, and its ratepayers, along with my fellow friends from Cambridge, Massachusetts, to serve on the ad hoc committee. As you know, we all believe that DWP is an exceptionally important asset of the city. There's 8,500 employees, or a little bit more than 8,500 employees. It has over $20 billion in assets and liabilities, especially when you consider the post-retirement medical benefits and the pension assets and liabilities. DWP has revenues of about $3.5 billion, which is about 50% of the city's revenues and almost 100% of its general fund. DWP has a capital budget of over $7 billion over the next 5 years. DWP is also a very important source of cash and funding for the city, probably in the range of $500 to $600 million a year. To paraphrase Councilmember Huizar, an independent party that can provide independent and neutral analysis regarding future rate increases, rate restructuring, discount programs, so that the members of the community and the city leadership can be better informed is paramount to DWP and the city. Thank you. Thank you.
The next speaker is Candido Morez, and after that will be Dr. Wiseman.
Mr. President, Pastores, Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. I want to thank you. Mr. Pastores, you were correct. The American public are in pain. They're hurting. This morning on Good Morning America, it was announced that about 17 to 20% increase in people not being able to pay their bills, their utility bills. Not just losing their home, but not being able to pay those utility bills. And that in California it was probably another 10%. Can you imagine that? Owning a home and you're not able to flush your toilet, you're not able to turn on your lights. If you recall at the last meeting, there was a young couple here, they were both working, they came before you and said their bills had increased. And I was so proud of the DWP workers who went out there. There was about 5 or 6 of them out there asking questions, finding out what the problems were, making appointments with them to make sure that they would find out what those issues were. That's leadership, Mr. Nye. We need to see that. We need a ratepayers advocate here. We need someone who will stand up for the ratepayers.
I wrote an article, and I'm going to give you another copy of it today. I wrote it back in September 18th. And so my position on the advocate has been stated, and I'll simply say I'm very much in favor of it. If the members of the committee, as it's established now, choose to ask my opinion, my help in their work, I'd be delighted to be helpful to you. But I must point out again, the ratepayers advocate right now is the Department of Water and Power Committee, which is an association of neighborhood councils who've been coming before you, who've been speaking to you, communicating with you, and to take a page out of the real estate market, which is communication, communication, communication. We haven't established the lines of communication that we really need. We've spoken of them. We have the best of intentions, but our job is not to pave the road to hell. The job is to make good on our promises. As long as we're talking to one another, as long as we're willing to work with one another, we're going to succeed.
My name is Nina Royal, and I am Vice President of Outreach for the Southern California Neighborhood Council. and I'm sure you're all aware of the role of neighborhood councils and that of outreach. My life has come full circle. When I was younger and raising a child, I have had my gas turned off, my phone turned off, and I had to have my water and power. You can use something electric to heat water, to bathe in, also to cook your food. But there is no way that if you don't pay your bill, that you can exist. So basically, people like me are held hostage by the Department of Water and Power, because without that essential, you have no quality of life whatsoever. Now I'm a senior citizen, and I'm there again. I have a fixed income, and with the rates keep going up, my quality of life keeps going down. And most of the people out there are just like me. So I think it's really inherent that you do pass this motion for the rate advocacy, because we need your help. Everybody needs your help regarding the rates that are just absolutely climbing at a rate that's just not conscionable.
We are very concerned that the proposed rate increases will destabilize the valley's aging middle-class working neighborhoods. That these neighborhoods simply cannot afford to pay the marginal costs to bring enough water into the city to accommodate these new growth and development plans. Not now, not when jobs are being hurt and family incomes are in jeopardy and diminishing. We feel that the ratepayers who are suffering very bad times should not be held hostage to pay the marginal costs to supply water that makes it possible for the developers to develop the massive projects that we are now seeing in the valley. Thank you again for your recommendation and your support. Thank you.
Advocate. By doing so, you have signaled that you understand the assault that ratepayers of Los Angeles under and our inability to withstand such an assault from the powerful interest groups whose agendas are diversely opposed to those of the ratepayers.
The next speaker is Heinrich Kiefer.
Thank you, Commissioners. My name is Heinrich Kiefer. I'm recently completed a term of 5 years with the Historic Highland Park Neighborhood Council. I've been participating with the DWP committee. Of late, been getting more involved in the transparency of the Department of Water and Power. I want to support the motion of the ratepayer advocate. I want to encourage that the body continue to go down a road of transparency. Let's use the neighborhood councils to communicate to the public. Let's create the team that will build Los Angeles. I'm not here to stand in the way of progress when it comes to the dealings of the city. We know on the neighborhood council level what the bureaucracy can be involved. It's not my intent to encourage that, but to work together. So this new body will create, should this pass, will create an entity that will allow us to work together, will allow us to sit at the table and be able to make some good things happen for the city of Los Angeles. Thank you.
The next speaker is
for a ombudsman, ratepayer, advocate, inspector general, however they think. Call the question. Okay. This motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Please